Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a 2022 model year limited edition of 1,500 pieces in stainless steel. This is the Panerai Luminor Luna Rossa. It is named after the Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli team that Panerai had sponsored for the 37th America's Cup. Now, the watch here is a classic Alessandro Berrettini case, a Luminor Marina style in steel, 44 millimeters in diameter. Because it's manual wind, it's thin for a Panerai at 13.4 millimeters thick and from lug tip to lug tip, 54.5 millimeters with a 24 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, the watch wears quite flat for a Panerai Luminor. You can see it actually sits fairly low, and because of its sloped bezel, it will actually sit underneath a fairly tight shirt sleeve. That said, being over 54 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, I feel like I'm right at the edge of what's possible. I'll let you decide whether I'm just right or just a little bit undersized here. I think this is a borderline. If you like the look, you're good to go. You can wear it on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist. If you want a watch to look a little bit more proportional, you're going to want to wear this on a bigger wrist, but it is quite thin for a Panerai. The strap is heavy duty. You can see a sort of textile motif on the top, and there is a stitching. It's a combination of a sort of rubberized textile and then a rubber base, so it's a very swimmable strap here. You see it has the Luna Rossa logo and colors on it. It's really more anthracite than black. It's sort of between gray and black. It's very thick, extremely robust, and you can see it's held onto the case using screws and bars, which is something I still like to see on Panerai watches. Is in the modern era, some of them have gone to spring bars, which feel cheap because they are, and always seem wrong on watches like this. This gives you a lot more security for a fairly large and heavy watch, and if you are a Paneristo, you already have the tools to begin strap swapping. 24 millimeter spacing. This is one of the most accessorized watches in the history of the world. You will find a million OEM and aftermarket Panerai strap options, including full custom, in that 24 millimeter size. Here we have a satinated steel pin buckle, the big trapezoidal kind, often associated with modern Panerai watches. I mentioned that this is the Berrettini case, and I mean that in contrast with one of the more historically oriented cases that would recall, say, a 1950s Panerai watch like the 6152. This is the case created by former Panerai machinist Alessandro Berrettini in the 90s for the first civilian Panerai watches that came out in 1993. And the more fluid vintage-inspired case is what we today call the Luminor 1950. But to a lot of Panerai guys who came up on the brand in the late 90s and the early 2000s, this is the Luminor shape. And as you can see, almost everything's polished steel with the exception of the crown guard. Now, the crown guard is a historical piece conceived in the 40s and implemented in the 50s. It had a couple of purposes. First, you do have better protection than a shouldered crown guard, because with a shouldered crown guard, you can still hit the crown directly, and that sort of perpendicular hit will damage it. Here you have all aspect protection. Also, the original Panerai combat watches were always manual wind, either Rolex Codebert or later Angelus, and so you would have to regularly screw the crown out, wind the watch, and screw the crown back in. They used Rolex cases at the time, and so an oyster crown, screwing in, screwing out constantly, was wearing down the crown seals. So Panerai, in order to preserve the water resistance of its watches, created this cam-based compression system. When it's closed, now we have 100 meters of water resistance. When it's open, very simple, I can open it up with a fingernail. Now I can wind the watch, I can set the watch. You'll note the watch features hacking seconds here. And I can do all this with wet, sweaty, or gloved hands because I don't have to fight a tightly threaded screw-down crown. Unlocked, locked, just like that. And because I'm only compressing and decompressing the crown seals, I'm not wearing them out. You can see how the little cam lobe closes and locks the crown just like that. Finally, it's also hard to jump into the water and drown your watch. It's easy to leave a screw-down crown out a few threads, whereas this is a lot harder to miss. Also important, it's iconic. I can cover almost all the watch, and you already know what brand and what model line. That is iconic design. Of course, this is a little bit more of a luxury-oriented Panerai, since it has the name of a America's Cup Syndicate on it, and here we actually have a combination of a white dial with gray and red accents, and white dial Panerai watches have been a thing since the original pre-Vendôme era of the 1990s, and there is a subset of Paneristi who absolutely love the white dial Luminors, and this is going to be right up your alley. You can see it has those recessed numerals, characteristic of the sandwich dial, a legacy element that goes back to the earliest days of Panerai watches in the 30s. Luminor, once upon a time, was a radioactive paint. Now it is a model line, and you can see here we have Super Luminova, including a loomed crosshair, small seconds, with loomed seconds hand, and then those lovely tri-Arabic numerals. And the reason I call this a sandwich dial is because you can see it's a stencil, a white stencil on top of a loomed disc below. Then we have those polished baton-style hands. Nothing to see under the reverse side. You can see Y is the model year, 1500 is the series number, 100 meters is the water resistance, and then we've got a 1970s style OP logo there and there. Inside we have the Valfleurie caliber P6000. It is a Panerai caliber, at least it's used by Panerai, but likely designed by Richemont, the owner of Panerai, through its Valfleurie movement factory, which produces movements for some companies in the Richemont group. So we've got a Valfleurie movement in here, manual wind with a 72-hour power reserve. It's a 3 hertz beat rate, 19 joules, hacking seconds, and it has a robust architecture that's very shock resistant with a free sprung balance and a full dual anchored balance bridge. And it is a properly large movement, which is just under 35 millimeters in diameter. It's 34.9 millimeters. So like the old pocket watch movements that powered ancestral Panerai watches, this one is big and fills the large case. If you love this watch, reach out to me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.